Director of Exercise Physiology, Metabolic testing here at Endurance Rehab. I have been in the field for 16 years now. My background is in exercise physiology and athletic training. For now, I've tested Race Lab athletes for over 7 years. It's funny because people try to ask me my opinion on Race Lab and working with Race Lab athletes, and what I tell them is I pull up objective data. I'm like, I could talk all day long about them, but I will show you, compare two different results of the same individual and show you the increase in fitness, the benefit that athlete has by testing. And it's all by, diagnosing that individual, getting, the Race Lab coaches to take them through solid blocks of training to really show their improvement in fitness. It's absolutely amazing. One of them was a very seasoned athlete where she had kind of been, had been with Race Lab, kind of did her own thing for 6-7 months or so, and didn't really follow a solid training program. Got her in, to when she started back up with Race Lab again, had her test, and she was very frustrated by the numbers that she saw. And it was because she was just kind of doing her own haphazard type of training. Well, once we did the test, the Race Lab got her on a solid training program. She tested with me 3 months after, tested the best numbers she's ever had, all by dialing in that training and that fitness, by building that aerobic engine back up, and went on to have, the best Ironman she'd had. The other was a male, relatively new in the sport. He was one of those individuals, what I like to call, and I tag, a comfort zone trainer, to where no matter what sport they're doing, they kind of go out the door and don't work out too hard because they can't last too long at those particular intensities, yet doesn't want to go easy because they don't feel like they're getting a workout, and they kind of work out in that middle area the whole time. Did a test on him, found out, clearly through the test that he was one of those comfort zone trainers. Race Lab got him on a solid regimented training program, tested with me 6 months later, and he was absolutely amazed of the results he's been seeing. He never thought he'd get to levels that he thought he did, simply by getting someone who is active and just giving them a solid training program with that scientific data. And he continues to this day to progress and build as an athlete, and continues to get PRs, and the gentleman's in his mid-50s now. The biggest benefit that I personally believe in testing is seeing how your body's using its energy sources. You cannot see that when you're, doing a field test. Because you don't have a mask on, you're not seeing how your body's burning its carbs and its fats. And, to do a field test, to come within a small, a certain percentage of what you see in the lab, is doing like a 10K or a 40K time trial, which you can still basically hit a certain speed at a certain time with that field test, but you have no idea how your body used its fuel sources to get to that particular intensity. And that's personally what I love about testing, is of the amount of individuals I've tested over the years. I've never had two tests come out the same, and that's where, being able to work with Race Lab and Race Lab athletes have really, I believe the testing has benefited their training. The coaching speaks for itself because I have the objective numbers to prove that.